Hey guys, it's Elessa and welcome to Tip Thursday. So today I'm going to give you some tips and tricks using some tissue. Now spring and summer is coming up, so there's lots of sweating, lots of heat, and just so much things going on that I want to share with you guys some great tips and tricks to keep in the back of your pocket. Now if you have any other tips on using tissue, just let me know. So the very first one is to blot your face. So sometimes you like to retouch your makeup, maybe you even reapply. I like to recommend to just rehydrate your face because sometimes maybe you're wearing powder and your skin's really moist and you want to put more powder on and then you just get really cakey, and sometimes you keep layering on that foundation powder and your skin just gets really cakey, cracky, and the color doesn't match. So what I recommend doing is taking either some toner or something like this. This is from Benefit. It's the Specialist Ultra Radiance Facial Rehydrating Mist. What you're going to do, spray your face. It's going to moisten and help rehydrate the skin. Maybe you have like all that cakey powder or stuff like that. Then you're going to take some of your tissue. I like to use puffs. So I'm just going to take a little bit, a sheet, and I'm going to dab it. That's going to take away any of the extra oil. It's going to rehydrate, re-moisten the foundation as if you just put it on. Tip number 2 is for makeup artists or those who work on others. So if you guys have these like finger puffies, this one right here came from Alcone. It's really nice to use. Maybe you're putting eyeliner on somebody or you're trying to like balance on someone's face. And maybe you're out of these. Maybe these are just too expensive for you. I don't remember how much this one costs. They come in like a huge package. But maybe you just don't want to use it. What you could do is take a tissue, fold it around your finger. I thought this was like the best technique ever, depending on which fingers you're most comfortable with. And now you can like kind of rest on someone's face to kind of steady for like eyeliner or whatever you're doing, eyebrows. I'm not really sure what you're focusing on when you're leaning, but it's a great product to just kind of lean onto their face just so that you're not picking up their makeup onto your fingers and you're not messing up anything. So that's tip number 2. So for example, you're working on your client here. This is something I'm working on. I'm working on styling her wig, but say you're working on a client and you have your finger puffy and you're working on them, maybe you're leaning like right here or something like that. It's great to do the tissue because it's cheaper than this and it's a great way to wipe your brushes. So I'll talk about the wig thing later, but it's really simple. Maybe you're doing like eyeliner and you want to wipe down a little bit of the gel, a little bit of the blush. This is a great way. Just have it wrap around your finger like this. Super simple, but when I was taught that, I was like, oh, light bulb! So that's why I wanted to show you guys that trick. Now the next trick is overloading on blush. So I have my Zpalette here with all of my new Inglot blushes. New, but I've had them since like last summer. And say I use like this color right here and it's a little dark. And I just apply. And perhaps you have like a harsh line right here. So what you would do is you take your tissue and you would just blend it in into the skin so you have a softer line. Perhaps you don't have enough blush brushes, you just don't want to. Kind of fade it in just like that, and you can just pick up all the extra product on your tissue. Next tip is sometimes maybe you're using like a cream foundation and you just use too much. Right before it dries, take your tissue and you're gonna wiggle it onto the skin and you're gonna pick up all the extra foundation so that way you don't have all of that extra foundation that makes your skin look really cakey, extra thick. You could scratch it off. Just take this while it's still wet and just kind of rub it off like this. Make sure you don't take all of it off, but just do your best, kind of figure out what the best amount of pressure you need to apply is. And do that before you put your setting powder. Okay, so this is one of the tips that I use all the time. Now many of you guys probably have that Velcro thing that just kind of clips up like this, but if you don't have something like that, you've already done your hair, what you can do is just take your tissue, fold it over, and clip it back. This way you don't have that extra kink in your hair once you've already styled your hair, and super simple to do. So this is my last tip, and I think it's something that everyone should know. It's a really great tip, is you're going to take your tissue and you're going to split that in half. I did this one last because it requires some red lipstick and it doesn't really go with the mint eyes, but that's okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your tissue and you're just going to split it in half like this. So it's a nice one ply layer. Then you're going to put that aside. And you're going to put your lipstick on. I'm using my Milani Ruby Valentine. I really like these Milani ones. They're so pretty. So I'm going to apply this to my lips. Nice and red. Now, depending on the red lipstick you use, you might have some fading, feathering, and all of that we don't like. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go like this. Lightly blot. You'll have a little bit there, but that's not the tip. What you're going to do is you're going to take your brush. This one right here is the Bdellium 959. The B is silent. Okay. Then you're going to take a little bit of your blotting powder. Take your tissue. You should go like this. Just put it down and press. That way, that's going to help your lipstick last longer and you're powdering down your lips. So it's a great tip. I really like it. And I think it helps out, especially if you experience feathering and you want to get a little bit of powder on your lips, but you don't want to have like a bunch of it. Just use your tissue as a filter. There you have it, a Tip Thursday with tissues and your everyday experiences that you guys had. Some of you guys asked some questions about it, and I figured this was a great Tip Thursday. I'm Elessa. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell me if you have any questions or anything beauty related below, and I will be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.